All right, starting, and we are live on the air. All right, folks, special edition of the Robert Scott Bell Show before the actual show airs. And I have got a very special guest. We're going to do a recording again. Super Don, I will give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown so you can use the audio from this for the show tonight. The reason that we're doing this is because it's the gala at the Truth About Cancer Live 2017, and I'm going to wear a tuxedo, and I'm not going to do my show in a tuxedo. What do you think I am here? I mean, it's good enough that I got a tie on 2, maybe 3 days in a row. Don't do that. But I have a lovely lady who's got a heart of gold, and she's helping so many people to tap into healing, specifically for the cancer issue, but many chronic ailments and diseases. I spoke at her conference for the first time in San Diego some months ago, and this is Annie Brandt from the Best Answer for Cancer.
Hey, thank you for having me.
The crowd doesn't go wild, I go wild, right? She's the date of Doug Kaufman tonight at the gala. I'm jealous of Doug Kaufman. You get that? It's like, come on, you know.
We can share.
All right, we'll do that. So let's introduce before we start officially with the radio show. Who is this that you're with that everybody should know about? This loving animal.
This is Chia Pet. She's my diabetic assist dog. She helps me with my high blood sugar.
Oh my goodness!
I can handle the lows. I just don't know when I'm high, so she lets me know.
I'm just amazed that this. You know, I've seen this dog in action and just kind of hangs out, relaxing, no matter what. I mean,
unless something's going on.
Sure,
with
of course,
me,
with you,
and then she freaks out.
It's amazing, just amazing. That
She is
so
amazing.
beautiful. All for you animal lovers out there, and there's some great discussions going on this afternoon. If you're going to watch, if you're catching this live, of course, the Truth About Cancer, you can do that. So before we start, is there anything that we're going to focus on? We've got a 12-minute, 20-second segment coming up. So what do you want to touch base on?
Well, I want to talk about cancer cannabis keto for next year. Just don't know the dates yet. So cancer, cannabis, and keto, and we're looking at Florida or Georgia.
Oh, for the location. Okay, all right.
We'll be back on the East Coast.
Either way, I think I approve of both of those.
Good,
all right?
good.
So I'm going to write this down so we know we're going to hit cancer, cannabis,
and keto.
Okay.
3 hot topics.
All right. And we got Annie writing it in here, folks. This is what we do. I never don't work unless I sleep. And even then, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like waking up going, am I still working? What's going on here? But I love what I do. I love that she loves what she does. And she's bringing that power to heal back to each and every one of you and me and all of us. So,
well, you know, your show, though, The Power to Heal is really amazing because people don't understand that they have the power to heal.
Yeah.
And so you're reminding them every day.
Yeah.
It's really important.
At first, you know, it's like, they think it's the first time they've heard that, but I really believe it's a reminder because I think we know from the source of all sources we were given that gift of healing. So I think we're ready to go. We got a 12-minute, 20-second segment. Super Don, if you're ready, I'm going to count us in. 3, 2, 1. We're back, and we're with Annie Brandt from the Best Answer for Cancer. She was so gracious and maybe a little, I don't know, dangerous because she invited me to speak at her last conference out in San Diego, but we had a great time, and nobody threw GMO tomatoes at me for some reason. But
no, you were amazing. You were wonderful. Well received. The message is received well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, Annie, you're here at the Truth About Cancer as well, making some great connections. A lot of people you probably already know. And we're looking forward. I am looking forward to next year already. I'm thinking about that. It's like, is there a way I can weasel my way in somehow to be part of it? But you've got themes every year, don't you?
Yeah, we have themes for our physician and patient conference. So we're a nonprofit, as you know, we're a hybrid. So we have an arm for the medical community and an arm for the lay public. And both of them the theme will be cancer, cannabis, and keto. So we'll focus on the emerging, really not so emerging field of cannabis and how it relates to cancer and chronic disease, how it can be used, the tools. And then same with keto. Ketogenics is a really amazing new diet, but it's not new. It's back from the 60s and 70s?
Yeah, it's been around a while.
Yeah, for epilepsy. And really
that's primarily where they focused it, true. And kids especially, I've seen a lot of that. But at some point they figured out that cancer is an obligate glucose metabolizer. That's a fancy way of saying it. Loves sugar. So could you starve it of sugar? Now, I'm not an isolationist any more than you are. That's why you include all of these different doctors, different techniques, right? And that's why we're here at the Truth About Cancer, not to learn about one way, but many options. We want one.
Exactly.
You got to resonate in certain ways, right?
Exactly. There are so many options that weren't there in 2001 when I went through it. You know, when they gave me 3 months to live in 2001, I couldn't find a doctor. I couldn't find different therapies. So I had to like do it myself. And so that was my goal when I started the foundation, was to actually put together resources, physicians, and let the public know that they were all available, that they were, they were choices.
Mhm.
So that's the whole thing. I don't believe in telling someone what to do. We're all individuals. We should
Right.
all have our own answer for cancer.
Although she did tell me when I was supposed to speak and when I was supposed to be done. So don't let her fool you.
I had to, because, he's so popular that we could have had him up all day.
But you know what? I give her props, because at the Best Answer for Cancer, she didn't pick me up at the end of the lecture and carry me off like Ty Bollinger. So yes.
Yeah, I'm not as strong as Ty. we have the same time clock thing where we like to be on time, but I could not pick you up.
Right.
Yeah.
And we also got to see Annie. It was bonus time at the Cancer Prevention Convention up there in Michigan. That was really nice.
Oh, that was
Steph
a
and Josh did,
lovely conference. Great information, because people don't understand that cancer is it doesn't just happen. You've had a breakdown of your immune system usually going on for a while. You just don't recognize that allergies might be a precursor.
Right.
And, arthritis. And I mean, it's just like you have to work on preventing cancer, just like you work on buying a house or getting ready for college or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a great news, and great that Annie Brandt is here, and that there's going to be another conference next year. Again, thematically, cancer, cannabis, and keto. That's the Best Answer for Cancer. So where are you looking to host it at this point?
Well, I actually am coming back to the East Coast. That's my intention.
Okay.
Florida or Georgia.
Florida or Georgia?
Yeah.
I don't mind that. It's easy.
Oh.
And so you're scouting locations now, I guess.
I am scouting now. Yep. And we'll be finalized within the next couple of weeks, and we'll have dates. And you can go to bestanswerforcancer.org. Everything's spelled out to find out about the conferences and training. We offer training to physicians in different therapies. And my book is on our site.
Oh, yeah. Tell them about the name of it for those that are new to you, or they don't know you yet.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's called The Healing Platform, and Build Your Own Cure. And the reason for the book was I talked to cancer patients for free, and I just didn't have the bandwidth to talk to thousands at a time. And so I don't even know how many over the years, but everybody kept saying, would you please write down what you did? Would you please write down what you did? So I made the book, The Healing Platform. It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I talk about it on the website. It basically takes a patient or a caregiver through a process of looking at their lives and finding out where the diseases are, where the issues are that have festered and perhaps caused and helped feed.
Do you address not only the physiological causes, but emotional and other things, right?
I find one of the biggest gaps in treatment is the spirituality aspect.
It's
your
like
relationship
Dr. Batar
with
talks
God.
about that, right?
Oh my gosh, it's so important. And the mind, body, psycho-emotional. So mind, body, psycho-emotional, and they say you are what you eat. Well, you really are what you think. But I think even spirit trumps the mind, body, psycho-emotional. I think we are spiritual beings, as Dr. Batar says, having a human experience.
Yeah.
And too many people forget that, and they don't include it. The doctor's going to take care of the physical. You've got to figure out what caused it, what's feeding it.
Right. By the way, on the location, Annie, Florida recently became a medical cannabis state, right?
Yes.
Still struggling to figure that out. But Georgia, where are they in this?
You know what? I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I think they've got some level of medical, but it's again, it's not where it needs to be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But maybe that'll help it along.
But I think I applaud any state that's even taking the step. Like Dr. King just told me that North Carolina has a beginning.
Yes.
And Texas, where I'm from, doesn't. So and it's a real shame, because we've got patients that are suffering. So.
Yes, it is. Well, we've got lots more to do here. We got some more minutes with Annie Brandt, very special guest here on the Robert Scott Bell Show. Again, those of you watching it on the YouTube, congratulations. You're the first to hear the good stuff. And coming back to Florida or Georgia next year for the Best Answer for Cancer. We'll obviously keep you up to date. I'm connected with Annie as much as I can.
Yes.
And here at the Truth About Cancer Live, remember, there's a lot of things going on here. Links are up in the show notes. Thanks to Super Don. Go to robertscottbell.com, robertscottbell.com. So you are on a journey yourself, obviously. Like what motivated me to do what I do in health and healing and broadcasting was overcoming the ailments I did. And my illnesses through homeopathy and organic food and detoxification and such. And I never stopped wanting to learn.
Never.
So for me, it's like part catharsis that I can talk about this stuff and get things off my chest. Like people aren't speaking right about this in the mainstream media, for instance. And part of it is because I get to meet folks like you and others that have expertise in areas that I may not know. And I get to learn it firsthand, right? I make good buddies out of people who are my heroes in terms of bringing that power to heal back where it belongs.
Yeah. That's my icing on the cake.
Mm-hmm,
the cake is really the ability to help patients, because again, in 2001, I didn't have anybody to turn to. I couldn't find anything.
mm-hmm.
So I had to do it by myself. It's not a lot of fun. But now I like to talk to patients. I like to help them because I want to give back. And
Yeah.
it's very rewarding. I just love it. And the icing on the cake is that I get to meet people like you and talk to you and pick your brains and listen to your presentations and then share it. I mean,
Now,
it's just great.
What's unique too that I noticed about the Best Answer for Cancer, that you had a kind of a medical track, which was CMEs, right, for the doctors,
Continuing
and
medical
you
education.
had a lay audience track, which wasn't CMEs. But are you finding, because you've done this for a number of years, are you tweaking the way you go about it? Do you find that it's working? Are you enhancing it? I'm curious, because it was a really unique, different experience.
Yeah, actually, the lay audience was kind of like it started out. We started out focusing on the doctors because I couldn't find any doctors, and I wanted patients to be able to find doctors. So that's where I spent a lot of my energy. And then patients were saying, they started being interested, and they started saying, "Can we come?" Well, they wouldn't understand half of a medical conference. So we started having little lay audience conferences at the same time.
Right.
Well, it's a beautiful formula, as it turns out, because the doctors leave the doctor conference, the speakers, and walk down the hall and present to the public. So the public actually gets to listen to a doctor talk about how they treat cancer and chronic disease, and then ask questions. And
nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So it's worked then.
It's
been
working great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, there's only so many days and hours to do all of this. There's always more people. I guess that's the reason why you just haven't hung it up. It's like, well, no, I haven't gotten everybody on the stage yet. There's a lot more to learn.
There's a lot more to learn. There's so many options out there. It's really wonderful, but it's also confusing. So our part of our job is to make sense of things.
Right.
And
we
love it.
To do CMEs, folks, if you're a doctor, you know about the continuing medical education. CMEs, these are units, right? There's such a strict presentation style, what you can and can't do. You can't talk about branded products. I mean, it's amazing. But just there's expense, there's a lot of layers. I mean, it's hard enough to put on a conference, Annie. I've seen what it takes to do it with CMEs. My gosh, I don't know how you do it, honestly.
Well, it's a labor of love, but it's so rewarding because the doctors come away and they say, "Oh my gosh, I learned so much, and this is so worth it. It's worth leaving my patients." So that's the hardest thing. They don't want to leave their patients. So getting them away, it better be worth it. It better be valuable and give them things to take back. So
well, and they have to get these CMEs anyway, right? So it's sort of like, why not get it at a conference that's going to really give you something that's worthwhile instead of pretty much worthless, the same old drug company sponsored drug promotion kind of seminars.
But then they get to network together too. So we give time to network with each other, with the doctors, as well as the vendors. Now, keep in mind, these are all hand-chosen solutions by us. So you're not wasting your time to visit an exhibitor. So the exhibitors are very valuable. I mean, you're an exhibitor at times.
Not me personally, but the companies that are supporting and sponsor. Yeah, exactly. And it works out really well because, we need tools, and not everybody can make these tools at home. So we have good companies, and we try. And I know, like I said, I like that you really do your diligence to try and get the best, right? And there's always more to learn about. And so, you got to keep going, right? Be more efficient about what goes out to the world and how we can help folks. We had a couple of minutes left with you today. So any other messages you want to send out to our audience around the world? Yeah,
actually, if you understand that the cancer rates are going up again. So it used to be 1 in 3 women would get a cancer diagnosis in their lifetime, 1 in 2 men. It's quickly moving to 1 in 2 people. Everybody. So if you don't have it, it's time to learn things. It's time to get involved. We can use volunteers. We can use donations. Please buy my book if you have any health issues, and it will lead you through your life and help you find your issues before it's an issue. So get involved.
Yeah. And again, bestanswerforcancer.org. Do we need the before that?
Nope.
Just bestanswerforcancer.org.
Everything's spelled out.
Your book, The Healing Platform, is it Build Your Own Plan?
Build your own cure.
Cure.
So
That's
I
cool.
think everybody's got the potential for a cure. There is not one cure. How could
Right.
there be? We're all individuals.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've got to look for your own solutions, and this book helps you do it. It's on Amazon.
That's Annie Brandt. She is definitely helping to bring the power to heal back where it belongs. And I hope that you'll consider, doctors out there and any background, whether you have a degree or not, right? I tease the doctors. I kid because I love. But you can come to the next best answer for cancer. Get your CMEs. Patients out there that you want to interact with some of these docs, it's going to be great. And of course, you'll be about the first or second to know after Annie does, because I'll announce it here on the Robert Scott Bell Show for sure when she knows where she's going. So in the meantime, we'll be back to wrap up the show. Thank you for being here, Annie Brandt.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you
I
so
honor
much.
you so much for what you do.
We'll be right back to wrap it up.
Bye-bye.
That's your cue, Super Don.
Super Don, you rock.
Segment 3 for that, hour 2. And I'm going to be right back, or in a few minutes, I'm going to set up some more interviews. I may have to stop for lunch in order to fuel up again for a few more interviews to fill in the gaps here of the Friday show here live from The Truth About Cancer. Okay, so with that, I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll talk to you later. Annie's awesome.